Cool.
Good afternoon, family and friends. Welcome to graduation 21 TAC 2 of Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy. We want to thank you for joining us Facebook Live to get these kids graduated. And so today we're going to start out the ceremony. I'd like to introduce Cadet Staff Sergeant Romero to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you guys would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is my pleasure to introduce Cadet Staff Sergeant Matkin, who's going to deliver the invocation.
Please bow your heads. My Lord, my God, above all things, how awesome you are. Thank you for your grace. We know through you all things are made possible. And by your grace, we humbly stand before you, giving thanks for all you have done and all you continue to do. Without you, I would not be standing before you or Class 21 TAC 2, offering this prayer to you. Thank you for resting your hand upon the staff here at the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe and using them as a guiding light and beacon of hope in our lives. Your mercy and forgiveness has provided us with a second chance at life. Please help us use this second chance to serve you and serve others as you have called us. As we continue on beyond the academy, give us truth on this new journey called life. We pray in this name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
It is now my honor to introduce our director, Trevor Sparrow.
Good afternoon and welcome to the commencement ceremonies of Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy Class 21 TAC 1. Cadets, you made it, and your family made it. This has been an amazing class filled with a great deal of accomplishment. It's also been a frustrating one in many ways, and I want to talk to you about that here in just a moment. Squadron, before I continue, I want to personally thank some wonderful supporters of our program today. Idaho's Governor Brad Little, Major General Michael Garshak, Idaho's Adjutant General, Mr. Rudy Soto, who both of them you just heard from, Idaho National Guard Joint Staff, all of the Idaho National Guardsmen who provided support during this class cycle, the mentors who have supported you, you cadets, and most importantly, your wonderful families. I'm joined today by Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Leadership Deputy Director Melissa Browers, Principal Rebecca Kozinski, Commandant Guy Bonner, and Programs Coordinator Harv Nelson. Thank you for your invaluable support to the purpose and mission of the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy. Pablo Picasso once said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." Another wonderful and most extraordinary group of people I'd like to thank are the staff here at Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy. Each and every staff member has tremendous gifts and talents, and they truly do give of themselves as they share these talents and gifts with you cadets. They do this because they care about you. They care about the change that you're trying to realize for yourselves, for your families, and for your future. Thank you, Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy staff members, for all you do for these young men and women. To the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, guardians, neighbors, friends, family, thank you for letting us be a part of your children's lives. They have learned so many things while being here. Give them the chance to prove to you that they have become responsible adults with goals, great ideas, manners, and a true dedication to continue to strive to be a better person each day. They are ready, and we are excited for them. Cadets, I wanted to talk to you about some of the lessons that you've learned and your opportunity to apply them in your life. As many of you know, I had the opportunity to run my first marathon early this September. Yes, I know I'm going to do a little relational lesson here. You guys know that I like to do that. In doing the marathon, I learned a couple of lessons. Wanted to share them with you. Number one, when I started, I found myself looking up all kinds of training plans, looking at finding the right supplements, the right running shoes. Eventually, I found the tools that worked for me. I found the right tools for the right job. I'm in my 40s, and when I and running a marathon, I didn't want to kill over dead or during my training. You've been taught while you've been here to find the right tools for the job. Whether it's a job interview, a crucial conversation you need to have with a coworker, a family member, serving in a volunteer position, or battling a disease or mental health issue. During all of those, you need to look around you and find the right tools or people for the job. Second lesson I learned when I was training, that, what's the point? I'm not going to do that today. All right, I'm just not feeling it. Things got harder. The days that I get up and run after the slacking days, they were always the hardest. Somebody that wants to get in shape just can't show up at a gym and put in 8 hours in one day and say, I'm in shape now. It doesn't work that way. You have to do the small things in the right way, consistently over time, in order to achieve the fitness level that you want. That's the same thing with life. It's much the same way. Success can sometimes be a one-time event, but I would argue that that is luck. Real success is all of the small things done right over time on a consistent basis. You've been given the tools while here at the Academy that can help you be successful. Use them. Be consistent in using them and make them part of who you are. Find new tools. We certainly have just helped in reinforcing your foundation that you already had. You have the opportunity to build from there. You will cross the finish line if you are consistent and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Last but not least, today is not the end of your problems. I know you didn't want to hear that. In fact, in many ways, it's the beginning of your problems, but don't let that scare you. As I was training, I reached milestones along the way. One of my most memorable was when I reached the double-digit mark for miles ran in one day. Reaching that point brought a new set of problems, though. I had trained and developed a strategy for getting to the double digits, but now I had to address the different issues, like how to stretch the mark and go farther. I had to find new tools, take extra supplies, give a new plan to the people that were waiting for me at home in case I killed over dead so they could come look for me. All of you have reached a new mark in your life training. Now it's the time for you to stretch yourselves beyond that mark. Use the tools that you've picked up along the way. Make sure that they're the right ones for the job, and be consistent and keep pushing yourselves. Cadets of Class 21 TAC 2, we are surprised. We're so proud of you for not surprised. We love you guys. You did a great job. There were some surprises along the way, though. We are proud of the accomplishments that you made while you were here. Remember that life is good. Life will deal you setbacks and problems. You will work with people that you disagree with, but you will find some of your greatest triumphs and moments of joy when you are working through these problems and when you are working with others that don't always see eye to eye with. The key to this, though, can be found in a quote by actor David Brooks. He said, "You have to give to receive. You have to surrender to something outside yourself to gain strength within yourself. You have to conquer your desire to get what you crave. Success can lead to the greatest failure, which is arrogance and pride. Failure can lead to the greatest success, which is humility and learning. In order to fulfill yourself, you have to forget yourself. In order to find yourself, you have to lose yourself. Remember the principles that you've learned while attending IDYCA. Remember the values that were taught to you over and over again. The values of respect, integrity, courage, and commitment. During your time at IDYCA, you had times when you were successful, and you had times when you failed. Sometimes those were the surprises we were talking about. You all took the opportunity, however, to learn what you could do in these moments to help make you a better person. Embrace your current success, but be careful always to be humble. It's now time for you to continue in your post-residential phase, to achieve these goals you have set during pre-rep and with your family and mentors. Now's the time to take the gifts and talents that you have developed and share them with others. Remember, don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. Congratulations, 21 TAC 2, you did it.
Thank you, Director Sparrow. Now it's my honor to introduce our programs department. Our program head is Mr. Harv Nelson, to announce our scholarship winners and also talk with our mentors.
Thank you, Deputy, and I'd like to start with some thank yous. And there's a lot of people out there that support the program that you don't see every day. With this class, we'll have 103 graduates. That means there's 1,582 that have completed the program. That means all 1,582 have a mentor. And those mentors are a volunteer that helps support those young people as they go through their post-residential phase and beyond. And some of those mentors have had 2, 3, 4, 5 cadets over their association with us. So mentors, if you're watching, thank you for all you're going to do in your commitment to the class of 21 TAC 2. And all 103 of them that are coming to you starting tomorrow morning. So we also have another set of volunteers, the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Foundation. The board has provided us with $4,000 this class to divide up as we see fit into scholarships. We had 103 cadets that were required to fill out a mock scholarship application as part of it, so they knew how to do that. We had many less that collected up references and collected up or did an essay to compete for those funds. And I'll announce the winners here. We have 4 of them, and they're spread around the education center. So cadet, if I say your name, you have a scholarship letter and certificate in your graduation pack. The first scholarship of $500 goes to Cadet Jennifer Lopez. She hopes one day to be a lawyer. And from what I hear, she can she will be a good one. And maybe someday that $500 will be her hourly wage as she continues her direct spoken, and you can hear them clapping in the back, and very calm and very assuring in her speech. The next scholarship for $1,000 goes to Cadet Soledad Demas, also Mountain Gem. Her goal is to go to college, earn a bachelor's degree in social work. And her cadre and many others think that she would be a very good social worker in her care for others. The ACT scholarship, $1,000, goes to a young man who we've seen very selfless commitment to many others in these last few days. And that $1,000 goes to Cadet Oliver Self. You'll see him here in a couple seconds as he gets up for his speech. But he would like to join the military, family adoption, get into foster care as a family, and create a non-profit to help other people overseas. And that is certainly the heart we see as Cadet Self has earned that $1,000 scholarship. Scouts, the $1,000, there's $1,500 goes to Ivan Pluto. He wants to attend college and earn a bachelor's degree in dental hygiene. Desired to be He desires not to be a burden and really wants to be independent and earn his way, so this certainly go to a good step into that degree in dental hygiene and his career in that field. So we do appreciate all of the volunteers, both mentors and the board at the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy Foundation, and everyone that supports these young cadets as they move forward.
Okay, so now it is time for our cadet speeches. These 3 speeches come from you from the ACT, the Scout, and the Gym flight. They performed in the gym in front of their whole entire squadron, and these are the 3 winners. So today we're going to start out with, from the Scouts flight, Cadet Staff Sergeant Perez.
Reveille, get up, Scouts on your feet. These are the words from one of my favorite projects, Takes Hard Home. I remember the first time he woke us up, I was on the bottom bunk and I couldn't sleep that night. I spent most of the night just thinking to myself, why did I choose to give up at home? Why couldn't I man up to my mistakes? When am I hungry? All the things I couldn't explain. The light got flipped on, and all you hear is, Reveille, get up, Scouts on your feet. At first I didn't want to get out of bed. I was scared, didn't know what would happen. All the Scouts walked to the line, Texas only yelled, hurry up! We all ran to the line. I was terrified, because I didn't know who he was, and the first thing he did was yell. He introduced himself. He told us this is the ChalleNGe Academy, not the Easy Academy. He talks about how commission is hard, but nothing in life is given to us. For the first 2 weeks, we couldn't talk to each other, which was hard. Then our commission came. Now we're allowed to talk to each other. I got to know my new brothers. The thing that stands to me the most have been through what I've been through. Loneliness, divorced parents, not being noticed. It's good to know that I'm not the only one to push me through the hardest times, especially when I got a bad phone call. It was after school when Text Sergeant One said, go to the programs. I took my second and arrived at the programs. Miss Follow was waiting for me. She told me that my dad needed to talk to me. First thing popped in my head was, what did I do? I called him and he answered with, hold on. I'm going to call your mom and put her on a 3-way phone call. Now I know I did something wrong. He got her on the phone, and they both told me that my little brother had got in trouble with the law. He got into a fight at school, put a kid in the hospital. I started to cry. They told me not to worry about it, and they just wanted to let me know. I got off the phone. I cried so hard because I let my little brother down. Being the oldest, I felt like I had to show him the right way, but I did. Knowing my sister Sarah was alone, and my little sister Alyssa was going through teenage drama. As a big brother, I wasn't there to take care of them. Growing up, we moved around a lot, so I didn't get a chance to make friends. All I knew was my siblings. They were my best friends. With that being said, I was still fighting with my demons. What I'm about to say might come as a surprise to my family and peers. For several years, I struggled with an addiction to cocaine. It was my gateway drug. And because of this addiction, it let me abuse other worse drugs. I felt so alone because I didn't have many people to talk to. The thing I was thinking about was not pleasant. I didn't know who to turn to. That let me being here. I didn't care about school. Upon a talk, I act so the bullying would stop. Every day I was made fun of my weight. I was lost. Some say desperate, just to be accepted. I didn't see who really cared about me. I was so sucked up in my head. Put on a fake smile and try going with my day. I fought every chance I get. I didn't show my mom the respect she deserved. I regret all of it. I was at school because my mom made me go. They told me about the academy, and I realized it's something I need. I need it because, well, I want to show my brother that his big brother is not a druggie. I want to show my sister what a man is and how to treat them. Most importantly, show my superhero, my mom, the respect she deserved. I want my mom to be proud of me, and I can say she is. I want my dad to look at me and say that's the man I raised. When my siblings see the big brother, they won't see no druggie. They won't see disappointment. They will see how hard I push for them, and most importantly, me. The hardest time This is being at the academy. I had to live with guys I didn't know. I had to change who I was to be better. Yes, there were times I wanted to give up, but I had my mom and my dad letters to get me through it. They always told me, if you want something, you get it. Nothing in life won't stop you getting what you want but yourself. The whole time in the academy, I took that. I wanted to prove everyone who doubted me wrong. Before I could only do 7 push-ups, now I can do 40. I could only do 14 sit-ups, now I can do 37. 1 mile took me 13 minutes. 13 minutes. Now it took me 10 minutes and 2 seconds. All the things I thought were impossible. I put the hard work into it. The impossible is not possible. Before I leave, I want to say thank you to the staff, and most importantly, thank you, Mom and Dad, for not giving up on me. I'm Staff Sergeant Perez. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Now, without any further ado, I have the pleasure to present our next speaker, Staff Sergeant Zell.
Good afternoon. I'm Cadet Staff Sergeant Self. In the New King James Version Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 7 through 8 state, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Now I want to start off by saying that I'm not the most religious person, and I did not interpret this as romantic love. I'm talking about the love of brotherhood. So when I came across these words, it didn't matter to me where they came from. I knew that they were true. Previous to my arrival at the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy, my grades were failing, I was sneaking out, I was coping dangerously, and I was isolating myself. I'd been thrown in the back of cop cars, and I'd lied constantly. The interesting part to me is that some have even described me as someone who was very lively and lovable, but behind my lies, my guilt, and my self-hatred, it was all a show. I had no love for my family, my friends, or even myself. I stabbed the people closest to me in the backs, and I didn't care what happened to them or my future. I even went so far down the path of hate that I tried to end my life multiple times. Essentially, my character was despicable. This place is not a juvenile detention center. It is a place to reclaim lives. It is not a camp or a psych ward either. It teaches young individuals many valuable lessons. It is not a place of hate. It is a place of love. Now, I thought I knew what love was. I thought it was an emotion and nothing more. No value, no hope, and no protection. Well, from my experiences at the academy, I know that love is much more than that. Love is the pain that sprouts from within when the people you fight for suffer. Love is holding yourself and others to a high standard of caliber indefinitely. It drags you through a sea of mud and trials so that you can be an anchor for the people around you. I may have not always liked the cadets and people around me, but I learned to love them when they were there for me, even when I wasn't there for them. In the Axeman flight, we have a saying, I will always have my brother's back, ready to catch them if they fall. I'm going to be honest, I didn't care for this at first. But after I began to empathize for my brothers and sisters' failures, I recognized that these young men and women were my family. I enjoyed seeing them succeed. I noticed they were going to carry me to the finish line, no matter how much of a dirtbag I thought I was being. They showed me the power and importance of camaraderie. Now, I still have a lot of things to work on, but they showed me what I needed to work on most in order to grow. They held me accountable when I needed it most urgently. From this, they taught me a very essential lesson in life, and that was to always put forth my perfect effort. It is more explicitly true for the ones who believe me. Without this, I can never grow. If I don't grow, I'm just another member of a dysfunctional society and its teenage counterparts. In my family, I've always managed to mess things up. I've lived with all my close relatives, and somehow I've gotten myself removed from each and every one of their homes. When I was at home, I made myself think that I was the victim. I never allowed the people around me to help. I shoved them away. And in August of 2020, I was sent off to spend a month with my mother. I had never spent much time with her, so this was very new to me. When I was there, I worked hard for myself. I felt accomplished. My shoulders sat a little higher. I had a sense of pride. I earned something for myself, but it wasn't true. It wasn't true because I gave It wasn't true because I gave money that I had earned to my mother to go buy marijuana. When my mother couldn't pay the bills to keep up on her rent, to put food on the table, to keep the lights on, and worst of all, take care of my disabled siblings, I gave her money to get high. I gave her the temporary fix. Now I understand that this situation was not one that a 15-year-old should be put in, but that does not mean I was not in the wrong. I ended up taking my older sister's car to sneak out that night as well. It was her 19th birthday, and my present sneaking out with their car. I went and drove my friends to parties, fights, and to random adults' houses where I should have been killed. I used my family against them for personal excuse me. I used my family against themselves for personal gain. I hurt my mother, my sister, my younger brother, my loving aunt, and the rest of my family. You see, it's not the coefficients, it's the variable. I was that variable. No matter where I went, hell followed. I did make a change to save my life for the people that love me and for myself. The people around me were in danger and I couldn't hurt anyone for any longer. Long nights, I would sit in my rack. I would cry and pray asking why. Why did I do the things I do? Was there a chemical imbalance in my brain? Was I too weak for this world? And for months this continued. I wanted to be a leader and someone that others could look up to and admire. I did this until about week 18 of the academy when I realized that I loved myself. I loved that I had a purpose and a cause. I loved that my success lied amongst the success of the group. Unfortunately, not all of us are going back to sunshine and rainbows. For me, I'm going back to people who want to use me. I'm going back to people who want to take advantage of my accomplishments and the honor that I've created for myself. They have intentions of grappling with my past and using it against me. I'm going to have to remove a lot of people from my life, and some of them are even in my family, or people that have risked many things for me. Without the academy, I would not have the skills and values to deal with these problems. I believe that I'm going to a challenge to help me grow. A challenge that will knock me on my rear end and make me get up and continue pushing forward. On the bright side, I've developed a mindset of love. Love has no distractions, no excuses, and most importantly, no breaks. It is unconditional. I grew to understand that if I worked hard, loved myself, and chose to serve others, I would never fail. I know my worth. We know our worth. We persevered at this quasi-military academy. Now, finally, I want to share a story. Tech Sergeant Taylor once told the Axeman and I about the Romans. He was looking to motivate us and open our eyes to the glories that we could have. He said, before the Romans would go to war, the citizens of Rome would place flowers all over the streets. They would gather roses and other beautiful flowers so that they could place them on walkways. If they won their battles, they would return to the city and march over them, spreading the smell of flowers throughout the empire. This let the emperor know that his men were victorious without even having to be disturbed by them. I'm not gonna lie, being up here right now and concluding this academy, I'm smelling the roses. To all of your parents, we understand the importance of a second chance. As a few moments ago, we were all National Guard Youth ChalleNGe Cadets. Forever, I will be an Axeman, a graduate of the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy, and finally, a young man to leave his mark on the world. Now it is my honor to welcome Cadet Staff Sergeant Hoffman to the podium.
When I was little, I was afraid of the rain. This irrational fear is called omophobia. Of course, 6-year-old me didn't know by that name. I just knew I didn't like it when water fell from the freaking sky. When I saw storm clouds, I could feel my heart pound against my ribcage like it was trying to escape, and everything began to close in around me. As life went on, I thankfully outgrew this unreasonable fear. Fast forward. I was 17 and I messed a lot of things up. I'd been bouncing from a hospital to a residential program and to in front of relatives' houses. Finally, I landed in front of the double doors, facing a man in a frisbee-shaped hat and a green blouse. For a man that was shorter than me, he was terrifying. A sign next to me read, "We believe in second chances." Those old feelings of panic came back to me. I was walking right into a storm that I was going to have to endure for the next 5.5 months. I felt nauseous standing in sloppy parade rest. Most of day 0 turned into a blur, except the reoccurring thought of I can't do this, I really can't do this. By day 4, I hated everyone in our bay for the handful of candidate cycles they had earned us to complete before RAC's post. Each candidate cycle consisted of 5 push-ups, 5 sit-ups, 5 mountain climbers, 5 side straddle hops, and 5 leg raises. Seems easy, but these little tasks were enough to end my day pouting in my rack before falling fast asleep. Little did I know these would get a lot harder. Time went on. Friends were made, but so was drama. We learned to tolerate living with a large group of other people. We bonded over muddy low crop pits and rock marches. We pushed each other to do things we never thought were possible. Students who before had a 1.0 GPA began earning 4.0 stars. People who could barely do a push-up began earning PT ribbons. Even people who didn't get recognized with an award for showing how far they've come in all aspects of life. Mistakes were made. I would know because I made a lot of them. Everything from talking in DFAC to breaking my hand on a brick wall was addressed and forgiven. I was given hundreds of second chances. No matter what we did, we could not get cadre and teachers to give up on us. They saw success in us and they would push us until we saw it in ourselves as well. Before the academy, I felt very alone. When I was 11, I moved in with my father and away from my mother. Living with her had been far from ideal. The closets were full of empty bottles, little mistakes ended in big blowouts, and I couldn't remember the color of the carpet under the dirty clothes and trash. Unfortunately, only when she had nothing better to do, she was my mother. Every other time, she was a shadow that didn't bother to come home at night. When I left her home, contact with her decreased at a fast rate. Within a year, I didn't talk to her at all, and she seemed to have forgotten my existence. The closest thing I would ever get to her again was a police officer coming to the door to tell my stepmom she was dead. She had died of a drug overdose. Despite our estrangement, I felt I lost something I could never get back. I was angry at her for doing that to me. I was angry that drugs were more important than her own kid. I was angry that getting high was easier than telling me happy birthday. In the years that followed, I lied, and I tried to find ways to make myself happy or just less empty. I moved out of my stepmom and dad's house and let my relationship with them wither. From there, I was bounced from place to place trying to find the right fit to fix me. With every move, I felt more displaced, living in a state of solitude. In my mind, if my own mother didn't want me, who could? I'm saying this because all these cadets have similar heartbreaks, and some even worse heartbreaks. Instead of letting it destroy us, we pushed through and we became more than anyone thought we could. 5.5 months ago, we were behind the credits or drugged out and trying to escape. Today, we are graduates, sober, and prepared. I never thought I would find my place here at the academy. I found people who cared and showed me my worth for showing me what I was capable of. I found a place that wasn't going to give up on me, even when I gave up on myself. I found friends who wanted to see me succeed rather than fall down a rabbit hole with them. Things were hard at the academy, but we began to see beauty under all the misery. We woke up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday, the day we usually get to sleep in until 6, drove a mile or two in the cold. We found beauty in the millions of stars above us and seeing our breath in the cold morning air telling us we were alive. We army crawled down the cadet trail with rocks and dirt scraping our elbows raw. But we found beauty in the voices of motivation, refusing to let anyone give up. We were going to complete this and we were going to do it together. We did a seabag drill, dumping all of our possessions in the middle of the tarmac and carrying it back one object at a time. But we found beauty in the cadences and in dumping cool water from our canteens over our heads. We went from strangers who had to eat, sleep, and shower together to sisters who still had to eat, sleep, and shower together. But we learned to work with each other. I can't speak for everyone, but if I could go back to day zero, I wouldn't change anything. I am proud of the person I have become, and I am proud of my fellow cadets wearing their caps and gowns. Congratulations, class of 21 TAC 2. Congratulations for making it through the storm.
Well done to all our speakers. So it is now my honor to introduce our newest member of our IDYCA staff, and that would be Rebecca Kaczynski. She has taken over as principal and has jumped in with both feet and been taken off just running with it. And so she will be announcing our cadets as they come through and graduate through the program.
All right. As the deputy mentioned, I have the unique opportunity of announcing all of our graduates as they come through. I will also denote whether or not they received a 4.0, are graduating with a high school diploma, or if they were able to complete some of our GAD tests. So, I believe we have our first one ready. Juan Aguirre, who also received a 4.0 GPA. Ryan Allison, who also received a 4.0 GPA. Marcos Alvarez. Alexander Boehner, who received his high school diploma. Spencer Brown, who received his high school diploma. Franklin Dilback. Caden Flynn. Brian Byron Perez, receiving his high school diploma. Bradley Heineman, receiving his high school diploma. Micah Johnson. Gavin Matthew. Jonathan Medina. Charles Michael. Darian Mills. Andre Thomas. Cameron Nunez. Sean Parker, completing 3 of his GED tests. Gabriel Perez. Ivan Toledo, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Matthew Quigley. Nikolai Rodriguez. Jack Smith. Victor Soto. Jacob Waterman. Pitts Welch, passing 1 of his GED tests. Josiah Wilson, passing 3 of his GED tests. And Rylan Zamora. Those are our first round of scouts. Next, we have our first round of axemen. Dominic Acon. Douglas Ballard. Tanner Bartlett. Matthias Bradley. Elias Damon. Junior Damon. Braxton Davis. Donovan Powell. Jude Lopez. Diego Luna. Julian Miller. Ryan Murphy. William Navarre. Nathaniel Pack, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Nathaniel Hano. Martin Reyes, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Ethan Rivera. Fernando Sandoval. Oliver Self. Seth Scoot. Rylan Tackett. And Payson Winters. All right, from the Gents flight, Naima Baby. Georgia Banks. Angel Bedard. Megan Benson. Amelia Bowen, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Sarah Brooks. Laura Burnett was not able to be with us here. And then Susanna, by the way. Jacqueline Cabrera, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Soledad Dimas. Guadarrama, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Michaela Reynosa, Eva Hoffman, receiving her high school diploma and a 4.0 GPA. Kyla Hallcroft, Brianna Hunziger, Emily Esperio, Kinsey Jensen, Mackenzie Jones, Jasmine Lara, Jessica Leon, Isabella Lynn, receiving a 4.0 GPA. Jahadra Manzanares, Samantha Mayberry, Shelly Mendine with 2 GED pass tests. Jared Peterson with a 4.0 GPA. Alexis Ramirez with a 4.0 GPA. Jessica Romero with a 4.0 GPA.
Wow. 4.0.
Nathalie Santoya with a 4.0 GPA.
You're killing it.
Crystal Barnes. Kira Walker. Gracie Warner. And Emily Weintraub. Okay, we're going to start with our next round of axemen. Dylan Buffington. Dylan Easley. Blake Gross. Lancio Gutierrez. R.C. Haney. Jaden Houston. Mason Porter with a 4.0 GPA. Elijah Rangel. Tanner Rankin. Isaac Ray. And 2 axemen who are not able to be with us here today, Sean Arnvello and Sergio De La Cruz, will also be IDYCA graduates. Next up, we have a few more scouts. Giancarlo Castillo, he's earning his high school diploma. Edgar Chabinski, earning his high school diploma. Liam Gallagher, earning a 4.0 GPA. Riley Herman. Damon Murray, earning his high school diploma and a 4.0 GPA. And 2 scouts that were not here with us today, Tyler Stewart and Nicholas Lester, who will also be earning his high school diploma. And then we last have 2 more gens. Jennifer Lopez, earning a 4.0 GPA. And Abigail Strand, earning a 4.0 GPA. Those are our 21 TAC 2 IDYCA graduates.
Okay, so we're going to stick with the director, Sparrow, and he's going to have some closing remarks. Change of plans, I did not see them. The Cadet Review Board will now announce the Cadet of the Cycle.
All cadets here and parents who watch the Facebook Live feeds every Thursday know by now that the Cadet of the Week, know who the Cadet of the Week is. For those who don't know, the Cadet of the Week is a person whom we have seen every week go unnoticed when they deserve to be noticed for striving to do the best that they could possibly do. At the Academy, they would always tell us, the only thing we ask for is the best from you. These cadets who got chosen every week did nothing but that. Every week, the cadet who got chosen by yours truly got 10 minutes of extra fun time and a movie. After weeks of announcing the people who have gone unnoticed, we have finally come up with a person who maybe has gotten noticed, but this person has embodied every aspect of what the Academy is about. This person has gone above and beyond. They have not only gave their best effort every day, but strive to achieve better than what they did the day before. This person has found grit and consistently powered through every bad day they have had. This person is held in high praise by not only the staff, but also their fellow peers. This is the greatest honor any cadet could ever receive. This means that this person took the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy as an opportunity and really did everything they could have ever possibly done to be successful. This person will go home and take everything they have learned here to heart. Before we announce who this is, we're going to just add a little suspense by having the executive announce what this entails.
The Cadet of the Cycle gets not only recognition for their hard work and positive attitude, but they also get to keep their DCUs. This isn't how Home Pass was, where individuals went home in their desert camo uniform and name tape. This person gets to keep all the rewards, ropes, and ribbons that they have earned while at the IDYCA. I cannot stress this enough when I say this person should be proud of themselves for this, because it is possibly the hardest thing to accomplish here at the Academy. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for.
Without further ado, the Cadet of the Cycle is Staff Sergeant Cabrera. I think everyone here is proud of this cadet for this achievement. This is a big deal. I hope she knows that we all believe in her and hope that she will become who she dreams to be using the skills she has learned here. Thank you for your commitment and effort while you were at the Academy. I hope you know it didn't go unnoticed.
It's a little bit fun to listen to the announcement and then the reactions about 20 seconds later down the hallway. That was the applause that you heard. Cadet Cabrera is definitely deserving of Cadet of the Class Cycle. They're cheering around again. Or maybe they're just happy that I'm up here because that means it's the end. That's probably what it is. I just wanted to say that all of the cadets have put in so much time, so much effort in their studies, in their life skills classes, and all of the service to the community events that they performed. We have recently now they're chanting. I can hear it. So we should probably wrap this up. But I wanted to thank another great group, and I know it started by thanking all of you parents, but I understand that just like the rest of us, all of the cadets who have been scrambling around and all of the staff who have been scrambling around the last 48 hours, that you've also been scrambling around, making new plans to come pick up your cadets a week early. I hope that you enjoy that time with them. I know that the ceremonies didn't exactly pan out the way that we had all planned. I hope you do join us in person this spring. If you have an opportunity, we would love to have you join us in person so we can officially recognize them on stage down in Boise. We again appreciate all of your time and your commitment that you have given to us as well. It's not easy, as I say when you drop the cadets off, that it's not easy to just turn your children over to strangers that you don't know and ask them to be part of your children's lives and being a part of something that they'll hopefully remember for the rest of their lives. We feel it a great honor to take that place and to help them move forward. So without further ado, I know he's likely watching, and if not, he'll watch it later. But to Governor Little, General Garshak, I present to you Class 21, TAC 2 of the Idaho Youth ChalleNGe Academy. Congratulations, graduates.